Okay, let's talk about the weather today across our area. Talk about some changes coming over the days ahead, some really cold air, and even the possibility maybe of a few snowflakes. More on that here in a few moments. Today we started off with gray skies, had a little bit of light rainfall across our area. I had about 0.06 of an inch of rain at my house. Over Scoop Jackson there in Port St. Joe, you can see the fire red sky. Joe Arnold into Mexico Beach kind of getting the darker skies there, but a few peaks of sunlight sneaking on through there, looking Gulfward earlier this morning. So here's what's happening. Our forecast headlines tonight, a couple showers. It will turn windy and it will turn colder for sure. The rest of the week, we'll see several blasts of cold air through the weekend, and I can't rule out the possibility of some snowflakes on Sunday morning. We'll see. It's 3.5 days away. That's a long way, but it's possible. Some of the operation models and the now ensemble models, at least enough to be interesting, are hinting at that. So we'll watch it here. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Tonight, we'll see temperatures dropping from the 50s to the 40s into the 30s. We won't see a lot of freezing temperatures tonight. This is the leading edge of the cold air. The coldest night will be tomorrow night into Friday morning, but you'll see those winds tonight into Thursday really going to be howling. And those winds stay high for Thursday, but then Thursday night they die down. We'll see clear skies, light winds. That's the recipe for some really cold temperatures across northwest Florida. So keep that in mind. Now notice Friday morning the winds begin to come onshore, and that's the start of a warm-up that will occur on Friday into Saturday that should get us up into at least the 60s across our region before this next weather maker, the one that's interesting, begins to move in. So again, couple sprinkles tonight, that's it. Won't worry about it. Skies clear, cold air moves in. The cold air is here all day on Thursday across our area. We'll see sunshine, but we're going to struggle to hit 50 degrees. That's pretty darn cold, especially here across the northern Gulf Coast. If you get mired into the 40s, even with sunshine, and that's the thing, it's going to be sunny on Thursday, and it's still going to be really cold. Temperatures tonight, flirting with freezing, but probably not freezing for most of us. Maybe Crestview, Milton, Santa Rosa, Escambia counties could hit freezing. That's the leading edge of the cold air. The rest of us will be mid to upper 30s. Feels like temperatures, even if we don't hit freezing tonight, look at these feels like temperatures dropping down tonight into the 20s. We'll go mid 20s inland, near 30 along the coastline. So we're all going to feel like we're freezing for sure across northwest Florida, waking up Thursday morning. So the kids will need to bundle up all day. Multiple layers, 35 to start, 48 for your afternoon high temperature. And you see those highs 40s to maybe 50 degrees in a few locations. It will be sunny, but it's going to be windy. And then Friday morning, maybe the coldest air so far this season, 22, 23, 25 degrees, flirting with freezing along the coastline. Maybe you hit it, maybe you don't. It's close enough. I will go ahead and bring in the prize-winning petunias. Now, as far as pipes, inland areas need to take those precautions. Down towards the beaches, you do not. It's going to be a light freeze. Should not be a very long duration. But then look at the high temperatures quickly rebounding Friday. We get up into the 60s. So we have this polar plunge of air across the eastern part of the country, warmer weather out to the west. Heading into Thursday, we're hot and cold, hot to the west, and then cold weather continues across the eastern United States. We've seen that chance of rain today, that brief burst of rainfall, that pushes a little bit farther to the south on Thursday, and so as a result, it should be a dry day and cold day for us. As you'll see, this next blast of cold air here across the deep south, temperatures a good 15 degrees below average for this time of year. So our rainfall chances, you're not going to see a whole lot tonight. As we head into the weekend, there you see chances of rain. Or is it rain? That's the big question. So we have our front. There's our moisture right now. It clears out. It's cold. High pressure builds in. Winds go calm. It's really, really cold. High pressure moves away, opens up the Gulf. Here comes your warm air. Here comes your front right here. Maybe a shower or two on Saturday. Here's the critical thing. Cold air starts to come in on the backside, and then there's this disturbance right here. Watch this disturbance as it drifts down to the south. Low pressure develops. And that's one of the key things. We need low pressure to develop to our south to throw moisture up into this cold air mass. And this Sunday morning, maybe towards afternoon, mainly in the morning, we could see a brief burst of wintry precipitation. Now, what are the chances? Overall, they're not great, but we're up there at about 30% inland, maybe 20% down towards the coastline, very unlikely towards Appalachia cold. But you're saying there's a chance. And that's what we kind of hang our hats on to. And then it all moves away very, very quickly. Temperatures, remember, Saturday, we're already going to be up into the 60s. So it's going to have to get cold quickly. And I don't know how much we're going to be able to kind of get it to stick because of that. And so when you look at the snowfall forecast, this is the national blend of models. So it's a bunch of the computer models averaged out. So you kind of get rid of some of the noise, the bias ones, maybe low and high. And you end up with less than an inch of snowfall area-wide, 0.4, 0.8. You see what I'm saying? Not significant. I mean, what? We saw 3, 4, 5 inches of snow last year. This doesn't look like anything close to that. So I want to temper expectations and also remind you there's a chance we won't see anything. It's 3.5 days away. But here you go. We have our disturbance here. The cold air continues to plunge to the south. This cold weather pattern not going anywhere anytime soon. Even on into next week, the cold air remains in place. Maybe by the end of next week, we could see some of that warmer air begin to return, but it's going to take its time. So you see, Friday, Saturday, we're in the 60s, low 60s, close to average, but then we're cold once again as we make way on into next week. You see temperatures, couple freezes, 3 freezes possible at the coast over the next 7 days. And then you see 3 mornings in the 20s for inland areas. Bitterly, bitterly cold weather. Now, moving into the 20th through 24th this month, we start to return to average. You see the cold air lifts out. The warm air starts to push into our direction. So maybe we get at least a little bit closer to average. Here's that 7-day forecast. Again, plenty of cold air in place. The big question will be Saturday, maybe a few spritzes of rain. The question Sunday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, is there moisture to get some wintry precipitation? Look at those temperatures, at least in the morning hours. Going to be very, very fringe. And again, we'll be in the 60s on Saturday, so the ground will be pretty warm. Not sure how much we could get to accumulate. Again, we'll see if anything can happen. We're going to watch it. Of course, keep you posted at the very latest. But everyone in the meantime, just keep your fingers crossed.